welcome to more math with Miss Wimmer. Day 2 of converting units. Today, though, is between metric and customary. So yesterday was customary to customary, like pints to quarts, or inches to feet. But today we swap systems. So it might be inches to centimeters, something in customary to something in metric. You definitely need your notes out to look and follow along. So we have a different table today. One of them says customary to metric. So if you start with miles and go to meters, and then the other half is metric to customary. If you start at milliliters and go to fluid ounces. So again, it's giving us the unit rates. 1 centimeter is 0.39 inches. We're using the unit rates to convert. So the first box says, Miss Wimmer's court student is traveling to France for winter break. This was actually true 2 years ago. His name is Alex. We did this lesson before break that year, and he was going to France with his family. He sees a sign that says Paris equals 60 kilometers. Kind of like you might see a sign that says Monticello 8 miles. 8 miles away from Monticello. He was 60 kilometers away from Paris. How many miles does his family need to drive? So he is starting with kilometers, and he is changing that to miles. Starting in metric, changing to customary. Similar to yesterday, since 60 is a whole number, I'm going to put a 1 under it. I need to fill in this spot with something related to miles and kilometers. From kilometers to miles. So here's my metric to customary. From kilometers to miles. Here it is. From kilometers to miles. So in the mile spot, I'm going to put 0.621. In the mile spot, I'm going to put 0.621. In the mile spot, I'm going to put 0.621. Unit rate, 1 kilometer. Now, like yesterday, I am going to multiply straight across. Bottom, easy. Top, need a side problem. Yellow note said put the longer number on top. Multiply like there is no decimal. Count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 37.881 miles. So if Alex, my court student, sees a sign that says Paris 60 kilometers, in the United States that would be 37.881 miles. That's about from here to St. Cloud. Oh wait. Box number 2. While Alex is in Europe, he realizes gas is sold by the liter in Europe, but he's used to gallons. His dad is used to gallons. His mom is used to gallons. A 20-gallon tank is how many liters? Gallon is customary, liter is metric. We're going from custom to metric. From customary to metric. From customary to metric. So I'm looking at the top half and I'm looking for something about liters and gallons. Oh, here it is. What number goes next to liters? 3.79. What number goes next to liters? 3.79. Multiply straight across. One, 2 decimals, 1, 2 decimals. So now they know they can expect to put 75.8 liters in their car. Next step on their trip is London. They calculated when they were in Albertville, they calculated their trip for 466 miles. But now that they are in Paris, they need to change that to kilometers. Customary to metric. Back to my chart. Customary to metric. Miles and kilometers. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. What's going next to kilometers? You can kind of see a pattern here where the bottom number is always a 1. I'll stop here while you multiply. Oops, no decimal there. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. So 466 miles in the United States is 260.26 kilometers to London. This last one, I don't know if you've ever been to Europe, but figgy pudding is popular in Europe over the holidays. It's also in that Christmas song. We'll bring you some figgy pudding, we'll bring you some figgy pudding, we'll bring you some figgy pudding, and bring it right now. So, in Europe, if you need 8 ounces, I missed a word, 8 ounces of sugar to make figgy pudding, you planned your recipe in the United States. But now that you're in Europe, you need to know how much to buy. Ounces, customary. Grams, metric. Customary to metric, customary to metric. Still up top. Customary to metric. Ounces to grams. What goes next to grams? 28.3. Again, here's our pattern. Bottom number still 1. Top number. Did you multiply? So now you know when you're at the grocery store, you'll need at least 226.4 grams of sugar for your figgy pudding. You never know when you're going to travel somewhere outside of the United States. They're going to expect you to know their system of measurement, but also some people's jobs. Mrs. Hannon teaches 8th grade geography. Her husband works from their house here in Albertville, but his main job is in Ireland. So he is on conference calls to people in Ireland all day long. They are expecting him to know what their measurements are because he's in the United States and they're in Ireland. True story. You never know when you're going to need this. Maybe you're going to study abroad in Australia in college. You're going to be expected to know how many grams if you're making food, how many kilometers if you're going on a road trip. Make sure you leave your notes out to help you. Hasta luego.